Great day, second grade students and families. It's Mr. Sargent here with your weekly newsletter for the week of September 18th through September 22nd. And first, before I get into all the school news, just let me give a huge shout out to every second grade out there for representing what GPA is all about. Last Friday, we had our first PBIS assembly, and our second graders represented. We were well behaved, well respectful, and had a great time. Even though it was pretty loud, we had a great time at this assembly, and you all did such a great job, and I just want to give you all a huge shout out for that. So let's get into our school news for the week before we get into our second grade news. Now in school news, as I just said, we have started our PBIS program. Now this program is set up to reward students for doing the right thing and, well, leading by example, something that here in the second grade we do anyways. Now we get to be rewarded for it. More information will be coming soon about how parents can get involved as well and keep track of all of our student data and the points that they're earning, because at the end of the year there are some incredible prizes for those students that lead by example and do the right thing. This week at GPA on Thursday, we are going to be having our annual ELA night. Now this is going to start at 4 o'clock and end at about 5 o'clock. Each ELA teacher will have their own special room where you can go in and learn different strategies and techniques that will increase our level of understanding in reading and find better ways to help each scholar out as we move on through the year to create those lifelong readers and lifelong learners. So I invite all of you to come out from 4 to 5 here at GPA on Thursday, September 21st. It's going to be a great time and a great chance to find ways we can become better readers. The following day is Friday, September 22nd, and there is no school. I know, you're all upset about that, but we want you to enjoy the long weekend. It is going to be a teacher work day, and we're going to be here finding different ways to come up with, to make education and learning even more fun than we already do. So, no school Friday, September 22nd. Now the following Monday is going to be a early release day where dismissal starts at 12 o'clock. So mark your calendars for those 2 days, September 22nd, no school, and September 25th is a half day / early release day at 12 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you, and we look forward to hearing about your extra long weekend next weekend. So now let's talk about what we're going to be doing this week in the second grade. Now, we're going to start with ELA, but before I do that, it's important to know that all of the homework that we're about to discuss has already been sent home. If you were here on Friday, you went home with the activities we're about to talk about. So, if you need a little extra help, well, go get the assignment and we can go through it together right now so that you will understand what you're doing. So, this week in ELA, we're going to be focusing on week number 2, spelling list. Now, as always, whenever I talk about spelling, I want to identify those sound patterns. Now, last week, if you remember, we had the R words. Yes, just like the pirate here. We had the R words. Now, we're looking for a different pattern in these words. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. The pattern in these words has a certain sound like a vowel. It's going to be the long A sound, but it's going to be spelled A-I. All right, so as we read through this list, I want you to see if you can pick out any of the A-I, long A sound words. All right, so let's go ahead and read these words together, and feel free to read along with me. Little. Number 2, work. Number 3, no. Number 4, place. Number 5, years. Number 6, rain. Do you see the pattern? A-I. And do you hear the letter A? Rain. It's there, isn't it? Okay, see if we have any other words like that. Mail, wait, paint, chant, paid, sail, goods, services, consumer, and producer. Now, if you notice, we had quite a few words that had that AI pattern, that spelling pattern in there. So make sure you are remembering to put that AI in that whenever you are spelling the word. Now, as always, we get to write the words twice, and on the next page, you get to find the proper meaning for each of the words by reading the sentence. Like if we take a look at number 1, it says, Tracy blank for her friend's lunch. Which word on our word list can fit in there? Well, is it Tracy Little for her friend's lunch? Well, that doesn't sound right, does it? Tracy Chant for her friend's lunch? No, that doesn't feel right. Tracy paid for her friend's lunch. Now that sounds good. So what we would do is right here, we would go ahead and write the word paid in there. You see how we do this now? See, you have to read the sentence to try to gain the clues. Now, there may be some words here that you think fit in more than once. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a better answer. So if you go through it and you work at it, you'll be able to find just the perfect word for each one of these sentences. And then the last page, you're going to have write the missing letters. This one's super easy, especially if you're looking at your word list. You can find the missing letters and put them in. So as always, our homework packets are due by the end of the week. This week they're going to be due on Thursday. So we look forward to seeing all of that work that you're going to do this week. In math, we're going to be focusing on make a 10 to add within 100. Now, we're going to be doing this for both addition and subtraction. So it's not just addition this week. So if you look right here, you will see there are some addition problems. Now, a lot of these problems have a double-digit problem plus a single digit. So you're going to need to learn how to create a 10 in order to add that onto the tens place later. All right? My advice for you is to take your time with it and plan out, and if you can separate the place values, that may work well too. Now, with the subtraction, well, I got something else for that. Growing up, I always had a tough time with subtraction because, addition makes sense. You just keep the number gets bigger. With subtraction, you're starting with the biggest number. Like with this problem, 15 minus 8. We look at this and it may be a little difficult. I'm here to help you. So if you're having trouble with subtraction, there's one tool that you can use that really is going to help you, and it's a number line. So if you look at the number line right here, here we have a line with numbers on it, and this is going to help us. So let me show you how to use a number line. So our problem is 15 minus 8. So we start on our number line at the number 15. All right, and we're subtracting 8 from that 15, aren't we? So what we need to do is start at 15 and then move backwards 8 spaces. So let's do this together. So we get started at 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. There's 8 spaces, isn't there? What number did we end up on? You're right, we ended up on 7, didn't we? This is a great way to understand subtraction and how to get that answer. So if this helps you, go ahead and use those number lines, but also use the strategies that Miss Lewis is teaching you as well, because they will really help. In science this week, we're going to continue talking about the water cycle, but this time we're talking about how the water cycle affects weather. We're going to be taking a look at some severe storms and how the water cycle influenced or impacted the strength of the storm. We're also going to be looking at some weather tools this week where we get to make our own thermometer, barometer, anemometer, wind vane. I know it's a lot, but we're going to be doing a lot of weather tools this week that you can take home and test at home as well so you can see the weather. Now, as promised to a lot of my students, there is a hidden message in today's video. Right here, you will find a code for a Kahoot quiz that you can do at home. This does not count for or against your grade, but it is for to see who's watching and for those bonus points. So if you do this, you log into kahoot.it. It's just kahoot.it, and you put in this number. Now, I need your name, not a nickname, to go in here so I can give you the points and give you the credit. So the code is right here for the game. Go ahead and log on and see how you do and see how much you remembered about what we talked about this week in science. And one last thing, in social studies, we're focusing on Hispanic Heritage Month. Now, this week we have focused on, well, my class is focused on the country of Guatemala. Now, every day on the morning announcements, there's going to be a different class that shares their information about their country. Now, I want to share with you just a little preview of what we're going to see on tomorrow's morning announcements done by my homeroom. So, here is a little preview of Guatemala.
Guatemala is the fifth largest country of the North American continent, and the mountains country belongs to a region referred to as Central America.
Of the cities of Guatemala are located in the highlands. About 60% of the country is covered by mountains. There are 37 volcanoes in Guatemala.
Guatemala means land of trees.
They did such a phenomenal job. They did an incredible job on the poster. Those volcanoes, that chocolate, the Quetzals, it's awesome. You guys did an incredible job, and I cannot wait to see Miss Lewis's poster as well as Miss Daniel's posters as well. Now, if you're not sure how to check the morning announcements, go to the Guilford Preparatory YouTube page and subscribe, just like you're subscribed to my channel. And every day we put the morning announcements, and you never know who you're going to see next on those announcements. So that's all I have for today. I just want to wish everybody a great rest of your weekend. I hope you get outside and enjoy the weather. Comment and notice the clouds up in the sky. See if you can name them. And most of all, I cannot wait to see each and every one of you tomorrow.